FATEC Motion Module 7, Homing. This chapter focuses on the axis table in the motion control project. This chapter describes steps 3 in the flowchart. Axis table, parameter of homing. The parameter group of homing mode is located in the axis table. The parameters can only be changed when the axis is a real axis. The table describes the parameters related to homing in the axis table. When the I/O source of the limit switch comes from the servo, the definition of DI can be found in the EtherCAT manual of the servo drive. When the I/O source of the limit switch comes from the PLC, the switch signal should be connected to the special relays of the axis. And the signal status in motion controller can be observed from the special relays of the axis. Homing has two directions, forward and backward. Forward means that the direction at the end of homing and the start direction of homing are the same. If they are not the same, it is called backward. Taking mode 100 as an example, the homing operation works as follows. First, move to the right limit direction at the homing find velocity. When encountering the home signal, the velocity decreases to the homing creep velocity and continue to move forward. The moment the signal is sensed away from home sensor, this point is the machine zero position. The Z-phase signal mode of homing is a high-precision positioning method. When the homing sensor signal is detected, the counting of Z-phase signals begins. The position where the count of Z-phase signals matches the set homing Z count is designated as the 0 point. Mode 104, forward rising trigger, and Mode 105, backward rising trigger. Mode 106, Z signal backward rising trigger, and Mode 107, Z signal backward falling trigger. When the time exceeding the torque threshold is longer than the torque threshold time, controller will reverse the movement and count the Z signal number. Homing can be used in both test runs and motion flow.
Next, we demonstrate how to set the origin parameters in a linear stage mechanism. Start a new project. Add a new real axis. Axis parameter setting. Units, millimeters, 2 decimal places. 17-bit encoder, 10 millimeters pitch. The origin mode is forward falling trigger. The source communicates from the servo drive. The start direction is positive. The high speed is 50 millimeters per second. Low speed 2 millimeters per second. Deceleration input 500. Click on the online mode to download the project. Once the download is complete, run the PLC. Open the test run and press Initialize. Turn on the monitor table. Select to display the status of positive and negative limits and origin switch. Touch the limit switch to confirm that the wiring and setting are correct. From left to right, positive, origin, and negative limit switches. Execution origin function. The left side is in the positive direction. Next, the mode is forward rising trigger. Download and run the PLC. Open the test run. Execution origin function. Demonstration complete. Next, the demonstration signal source is from the PLC, and the installation position of the origin switch is not 0.
The position where the origin switch is installed is at 92 degrees of the scale.
The axis setting unit is changed to degree.
360 degrees per turn.
The origin mode is forward falling trigger.
The source set to from PLC. The origin offset is set to 92 degrees.
In the point table setting, point 1 mode is set to a single axis absolute coordinate, and the target position is 0 degrees. Set parameters such as speed, acceleration, etc. In the step diagram program, connect the origin switch X15 and the axis origin signal input.
X1 ORIGSIG in.
Download and run the PLC.
Open the test run.
Execution origin function. The origin position is the value set for the origin offset, 92 degrees.
Run point 1 back to the 0 scale.
Demonstration complete.
Sometimes the machine cannot accept reverse movement, so the high-speed homing mode can skip the reverse movement of homing mode. When the special relay M10269 is off, if the homing deceleration is too small, it will still decelerate to the homing creep velocity, then returning to the dog sensor to find the home position again. When the special relay M10269 is on, regardless of whether it has decelerated to the homing creep velocity, it will stop immediately upon contacting the dog sensor, and the current position will be set as the home position. Parameter mapping. The table lists the item numbers of the parameters mentioned in this chapter in the mapping table.